Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic sparkling day. Welcome to Porchlight Letters podcast number 2147. And tonight's one is part 2 of our awakening series called Waking Up to Your Life. Woo-hoo. It's time to wake up and get moving. I have no idea where that came from. Sometimes waking up to your life isn't about changing everything. It's about seeing what's already here. The beauty, the ache. Oops, sorry, I got the GI. Okay, so seeing what's already here. The beauty, the ache, the patterns we're ready to break, and the presence we're ready to step into. You don't need a reinvention. You just need to wake up. What waking up can feel like. Oh, there's been a lot of you like those the wake up calls, when you get the wake up calls in life, and all of a sudden one day you realize, oh, I've been wanting this, and when you look at what you already have it. You didn't realize it because you were looking at it through different colored lenses. So what waking up can feel like is noticing what you used to ignore, feeling out of sync with old routines, realizing the autopilot no longer works, which means you got to get in the pilot seat and steer your life for a while, fly your life for a while, drive it, steer it, navigate it. Getting honest about the gap between how you're living and how you want to live. I'm trying to think of a wake-up time that I've had. There was once, I'm not going to say exactly what it was, but there was a dream that I had, and I was pushing for it, and it wasn't happening. And then all of a sudden one day I just woke up and realized I already had it. Not in the form that I wanted it, but I still had I had achieved my dream, just not in the form I expected it to happen. It happened in a completely different way, but it still got me the same result. So sometimes that happens too. Why do we stay asleep? Comfort and why did I put that word in there? Comfort and familiarity in the familiar stuff, even when it's uncomfortable. Fear of what honesty might change, believing we don't have permission to want more. You might want to go back to volume 4 and see how week we did on permission there. Distractions that keep us from sitting with truth. Signs you're waking up to your life. You feel both gratitude and grief at once. You start asking, is this really what I want? You stop numbing and start noticing. You begin making room emotionally, physically, and spiritually for something new. And your legacy connection is when you wake up to your life, you become a lighthouse, not for perfection, but for presence. You model what it looks like to live aware, to course correct with love, and to keep becoming. And that kind of awakening is contagious in the best way. I love that. And your reflection questions that you can put into your Porchlight reflection journal. And remember, you have, there's one I haven't done. You have the blank Porchlight notes page opposite a thought to reflect on. This one says, what are you beginning to believe about yourself that you once doubted? So on the Porchlight notes over here, you can write the following 3 questions, which are in the description below and will be in the volume 8 Porchlight reflection journal when that comes out in the next week or 2. So our reflection questions for today are, where have I been going through the motions? Sometimes you're just in life and you're just going through the motions, and it just day after day you're going in and out, in and out, in and out, and you're doing the same things every single day. I get bored with that. I try to change it up. What parts of my life am I beginning to truly see? I've had a few, like I said, had a few wake-up calls in my life so far, and a lot of them is where there's been parts of my life that I can now truly see them, and there's still some parts that are hiding in the shadows, so we're trying to coax them out there. And the third question is, what's asking to change now that I am more awake? Some good questions in there. And our closing thought for today is waking up to your life doesn't require a crisis. Doesn't? No, it doesn't. Thinking back, I have had some wake-up calls during crisis, or just after the crisis has happened. And I've had some wake-up calls before the crisis has happened, knowing that the crisis was coming. And yes, I have had situations where I know what is about to come. Not what date it is going to happen on or what day it's going to happen, just knowing that it's going to come. And that's kind of waked me up a little bit and made me a little more aware and more present in that time. So waking up to your life doesn't require a crisis. Sometimes it just takes paying attention. And with that, we are out of here. So go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening, and we will catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at, what's tomorrow? Wednesday. Yeah, at 6 p.m. Pacific. Hei konara.